So a couple of episodes ago, we did the full body layout that keeps my sanity, and I've pointed out some key features, and I want to go over some more of those. We talked about knives. I'll link that up down below. But let's talk about key organization. So we all have keys for the most part, unless you're like a Tesla head and your apartment or your house uses a card and your digital safe or something like that. But for the most part, I don't know very many people that don't have any keys in their life. But one thing I would say is that I absolutely cannot stand a super jingling key set. I'm going to talk about some key organization options for you for your everyday carry, starting off with the most mundane, the most dramatic of all of them, which are just the jangly keys that you throw in your pocket like a janitor. Sometimes you'll see them freeballing in the pocket. Sometimes somebody might throw a carabiner on them. I don't like any of the options of the above. Okay, if you got the jangling keys options going on, if this is what you're doing, then you've lost me very quick. We're just talking about that for literal seconds. We're going to talk about some practical carries that may work out for you a little bit better. Now, this is the key holder by Esker. Now, Esker has a lot of different key organization options that you may see beneficial for your carry. So this one can go up to 8 keys. At a minimum, you have to have at least 3 in this bad boy. Bring you in a little bit closer so you can see it. I like this key solution because it does have a magnetic top right here. So if you have this connected to like your car keys or whatever, you can take this off, leave your car keys plugged into the ignition of your vehicle or something like that, and then throw this in your pocket. Or you can remove your keys and unlock your front door. And so I like the fact that you can disconnect these as you see fit. This is relatively affordable as well. This thing comes in at $31. So, and it does come with the additional washers and stuff that you would need to get this thing going. They don't talk about this very much. You can get it in space gray or black. I used to use this, but I can't really get full silent mode. I don't get full silent mode with the Esker key system. So as much as I like it, I love the aesthetics of it. It is leaving me missing out a little bit. Now the next options are pretty nice. I know you've heard of these before. We're going to talk about the Jibbin key system. I like this one a little bit more than the Orbit key. So a full leather system that you can use in your organization. This one it also has 316 marine grade stainless steel for the actual stainless steel features of this bad boy. I love how slick and feature. I love the fact that you can't see anything on this. It's a genuine top grain leather that comes over from Italy. Very, very slick. So I like the fact that you can get this in and out of your pocket very easily as well. No tools needed whatsoever to put this thing together. I think that is one of the biggest things that people like about this the most. In here right now, I have mocked up, 5 keys plus one of them that might be simulated to like a key to a safe or to like your cards or something like that. I think you can easily get about 9 keys in here with no issues whatsoever. This normally hovers around the $42 mark, sometimes drops down to 39 bucks. I like the Jibbin key a little bit more than the Orbit key. Pricing wise, they're about the same. Number of keys that can be held in each are about the same. Here's the benefits of the Jibbin. First off, if you look closely, the Jibbin has another piece of that metal that protects the leather so your keys don't rub directly against the leather. The Orbit key does not have that feature. You can kind of even see it here a little bit better. So I like that. And in order to take the Orbit key apart, you need a slotted screwdriver, a quarter, a nickel, or something. It's not a toolless exchange, unlike the Jibbin key, where if I want to take this apart right now, pull this apart, literally all I have to do is just untwist this thing counterclockwise, add some keys, remove some keys, whatever the case may be. So one thing that Orbit key does have on Jibbin is for Jibbin, you can get this in about 10 different colors, whereas Orbit key has dozens, and they have collaborations with Star Wars, and I like it, they have a lot more options for you. The pricing's about the same. Jibbin keys usually tries to purposely price themselves about $4 or $5 less than Orbit keys. So either one of these are pretty good. And as for the shake test, you're pretty much good to go. So if it was between me for the Orbit key and the Jibbin, I'm probably gonna go with the Orbit key. Now I'm putting these from my least favorite to my most favorite as we kind of go up in these things sequentially. We're gonna talk about the key bar organization systems. Now, key bar, the thing I like about these is that these are made in America. Okay, so we'll start off with those. Is they're made in America. These things have a unique footprint. They look, they kind of started this look of it's kind of like the Infinite 8 look, not necessarily, but I have the G10 version, which weighs less than 2 ounces. I also have the titanium with the brass version. Both of these are high quality. These things can go up to 12 keys with the inserts that they give you when you get them from factory. But if you want to, you can buy longer inserts, more washers, and go up to 28 keys. So very, very small footprint on these bad boys. These fit in your pocket pretty easily. I like the fact that they have a unique look to them. You can add their tool systems to the outside. So I've added some tools to these, you know, so I can add a bottle cap lifter, a can opener. I can add a slotted screwdriver over here. I can add a Phillips screwdriver, and it just whips right out, and it kind of locks into place. Not fully locks into place, but it locks into place. This one I left the pocket clip off because I wanted to run it naked. I just like the key bar system. It does feel really good. I like the fact that they have so many different materials. I don't like the fact that you do have to use a tool to take it apart, but it does give you something to do on a Sunday afternoon, add more keys to your loadout, etc., etc. One critical thing that Key Bar is doing really well is they have this thing called the Magnut system. The Magnut system allows for you to take something that's like a big bulky item, such as like maybe your key fob. You don't want to necessarily keep these together all the time. The Magnut allows for you to just grab this whenever you need it. I like it because sometimes I drive my wife's vehicle, sometimes I drive my truck, so I can just grab whichever one of those I need, or leave it naked if I'm just going to be walking that day and I'm ready to rock and roll. So I'm a big fan of how Key Bar implemented that system overall. So it depends on what you get for the pricing wise. These things start off as low as like 39 bucks. The G10 version that I have here is about $57. The two organization stuff, you know, those things cost additional money. I'll link up any of this stuff up down below just in case you want to check any of it out. Also, if you're getting good content out of this thing, leave me a like and maybe consider subscribing to the channel as well. I would love to have you a part of the battalion. Now, as much as I love the Key Bar, made in America, all that great stuff, my favorite key system organization wise is by Wingback in their key organization solutions. Now, this one specifically is called the Key Loop. It is by Wingback, and the Key Loop system is basically, it's like this cordage, which is 12 times stronger than steel per its weight. And it is specifically made out of MWP, polyethylene. I'm probably mispronouncing that, but you know, whatever, pound sand. But this stuff is super strong. I've had this specific key system for 3 years. It still has not broken. Slowly but surely fraying, but I have never broken it. And what I do is I change these things out. I'll use these things when I see fit. But I like the fact that you can quickly take this apart. You can get it in black stainless, you can get it in titanium, you can get it in brass, which I have it here, or you can get it in regular stainless steel. You take this out. When you want to add more keys to it, you just simply remove the loop here, and whatever keys you want to add, you add them to the very end right here. Once you're done adding them, you loop it back around, you tie it down tight, and you screw these back together. So I like this because it is, you tie it down tight enough, you're almost basically getting a no noise whatsoever out of the solution. I like the fact that if I want to just take my house keys with me, I can take this apart, leave this home, take my house keys with me. I love the fact that it's cordage. It has a very small footprint, smallest footprint out of all of these, even the Esker system as well. They give you a lot of extra cordage. I think when I made the purchase initially, they gave me like 3 feet of cord, which I didn't need that much. Then they have all these crazy solutions that I never even thought of before. They have this cache system. This cache system is exactly what it sounds like. It's a small cache, a play on words, which is C-A-C-H-E. But in the cache system, you can actually store emergency cash that you may need. So you untwist this, and you can actually roll up some money and put it in here just in case you were to need it. So for instance, on my main carry, I have rolled up in this here. Down in there, you can see I have some cash just stored in there. I can grab it out with some tweezers or whatever. You can stuff it in there. It makes it a little bit easier to get out. But I like the fact that you always have a little bit of money on it. You get yourself to a fair or to an event. You had no clue that they were going to be taking cash only or whatever. You need to give your kid last minute money for lunch money, or you're trying to give them money to go buy snacks or whatever. Pull that out. You got some cash that goes on for you and makes life that much easier. Comment down below. What are some suggestions for some key organizers I've never heard of that I need to check out? Am I missing out on on anything. I know there's a lot you can add in wallets and stuff like that, but these 4 solutions are my favorite. The last one is the complete trash one. Hopefully you're not in janitor mode. If this is your first time stopping by, hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you part of the battalion. If this is not your first time stopping by, well, thank you once again for watching me run my grade. For everyone else, we'll speak soon.